Hello everyone and welcome to 1412. I just wanted to make a quick video for you guys to tell you just in general how the class will run. This is the typical way I'll talk to you or communicate with you, either through email or through short videos like this if I need to just update or something I want to go over. For the most part, I will be doing lecture videos that are kind of in a similar format, and you'll be able to watch those on YouTube. And we'll get into all kind of the details of that in just a few minutes. I just want to go over quickly just in general how the class will run. So let's just start by going over the syllabus. Here up at the top you can see my name, Sean Ridlin. So I will be your teacher for this 1412 class. So this was originally supposed to be a night class at Trinity River. Obviously that doesn't really matter now. So why we're talking about that, just in general, you'll be able to consume the class however, pretty much whatever time you choose. So for the most part, you'll really just have to try to keep up with the due dates. So whether you watch the videos in the morning or at night, that's really up to you, or on the weekend. However you want to do it is up to you. The one thing that I do need you to do is every day to log into Blackboard and to log into LabFlow. So that's how I'll keep attendance for you. So as long as you log into Blackboard that day, you're present. As long as you log into LabFlow that day, you're present. Okay, so you can kind of forget about these times. And in terms of live meetings, that will only be for office hours, so I will try to do those during the week, at least once a week. And then if you need to have a special meeting with me, that's no problem at all. Just email me, let me know, and we'll set up a time, and we will get onto Blackboard, and we can go over anything we would just like we were in person. Here you can see my email. So anytime you need anything, please email me. I'll do my best to get back to you as quick as I can. If it's really late at night, don't expect me to email you back until the next day probably. You can also use the my.tccd.edu. Will also work fine. Either of those will get to me. Okay. Next, we'll talk about the textbook. So the textbook we're technically using is this Principles of Chemistry by Tro, and this is the 3rd edition. I do not require that you buy this textbook. This is just more of a guideline on how we're running the class. If you're the type of person that really likes a textbook, if you're going to read the chapters and all that, go ahead and buy it. I think there's a digital version you can buy for a lot cheaper. Or if you have an old edition, that'll work just fine too. So I'll never assign you, do chapter 10 problems or something like that. But if you want to use it sort of just to help you study, then it's there for you. I'll also link you to some online texts that are just as good, and they're completely free. Okay, so if you have an earlier edition, or if you just have any chemistry book, maybe if you took this class before, that book should be fine. So that should be fine. For the homework, so this is the one thing you do have to buy, is this Sapling Learning. So here you can see the course name, and I will have the enrollment key posted for you on Blackboard. I don't want to put it here, obviously, because then everybody could see it. Okay, and then the lab. So we'll do lab through a program called LabFlow. It's similar to Sapling. It's actually made by the same people. And for the summer, TCC has gone ahead and purchased this for you, so you don't have any costs, so you don't even have to buy a lab manual or anything. So the only thing you're required to purchase is Sapling. And I have some links for OpenStax and this Libre text for you on the Blackboard, which I'll show you. Okay, but that's all you need as far as materials. You'll also need a calculator. So we want you to use a TI-30 or just some scientific calculator. We don't want you to use a graphing calculator. If you want to use it on, when you're studying or whatever, that's fine. But when it comes to exam time, make sure you have a TI-30 or something similar, just a scientific calculator that isn't a graphing calculator. And I'll ask you just to hold that up to me and show it to me. I'll go through how to take the exams and all that good stuff later on when it gets a little bit closer. Right now, I just want to kind of give you a brief overview. Let's see. So most of this you can kind of go over on your own. So I talked about attendance. Again, so just make sure you log on every day between, the morning or night. Doesn't matter. And basically the next day I'll go in and I'll take attendance based on when you last logged in. Same thing for lab. So make sure for lecture you log into Blackboard. Make sure for lab you log into LabFlow. So the lab class should be the Trinity River Campus 1412. Okay, and I have a link to this as well, to lab flow for you on the Blackboard. But when you are searching for the class, make sure you find this Trinity River Campus Summer 2020 Chem 1412. And I will have the enrollment code. So in order to get this for free, you need an enrollment code. So I'll give that to you on the Blackboard as well. Let's see. Okay, grade breakdown, your standard A through F scale, so 90 and above, you know how this works. So just your standard A, B, C, D, F scale. In terms of how your grade will be calculated, 45% will be from 3 exams, 15% from lecture homework, your final will be 15%, and then your lab average will be 25%. Okay, so we'll do 3 exams. Those will be done through Blackboard. So you'll need to have a working webcam because I'll be using Proctorio in order to proctor you. If you don't have a laptop or a computer with a working webcam, TCC does have some loaner computers. If you're in need of that, either you can contact them directly or let me know and I'll help facilitate that for you. Okay, so again, I'll get deeper into how to set all that up later. Right now, I just want to go very briefly over everything. The homework we'll do through Sapling. Your lab average. Okay, so your lab reports will be 50%. I'll drop the lowest. The lab quizzes, I'll drop 2. Those are worth 10%. You'll do a formal report, and I'll cover that a little bit deeper later. That would be worth 5%. You'll write an original procedure, which is kind of like the formal report, worth 5%. And you will have a lab midterm and a lab final throughout the semester, and those will be worth 15% each. Okay, and there's some more details for you here about that. The lab quizzes, I'll say briefly, they should be about the lab you're doing that day. So we give you 2 attempts and you get 30 minutes to try them. So if you look at the lab schedule, whatever's scheduled for that day, you'll go and you'll take that quiz. You'll go through the lab, then you have a couple days to do the report. Okay, but the lab quiz you need to do on that day for sure because it'll close on you. Okay, and you can kind of go into the details there for yourself. This is our lecture schedule. So like Tuesday, you can see we're doing the intro, but then I'll dig into some of the other stuff later in terms of actually getting into the chapters. This is the schedule I'll try to keep to as best as I can. You can see that it has your exams marked out for you. So this is just a basic guide for you, so you don't have to on Tuesday get into the chapter or on Wednesday get into the chapter. It's best if you do try to keep up with this, otherwise it's going to pile up on you. But just understand, if you come to the schedule, that's what you're supposed to be working on that day. Okay, so tomorrow you're supposed to be going over liquid solid, so chapter 11 basically, and then Thursday you'll go over chapter 12, that kind of thing. And I'll do my best to post the specific video for that day on that day, and that way, if you're keeping up, you'll have it there for you. And then we'll do the exams on the days shown, and generally speaking, I'll give you a couple days to do those so that you can find when is the best time for you to do it without distractions and everything, since we are at home. And you can just kind of see our lab final will be at the last day of the semester. All right, and I made a quick note here. Your homeworks will always be due, so the Sapling homework will always be due 2 days after the exam. So whatever the day the exam is scheduled, you'll have 2 more days to finish this homework. Okay, so you do need to keep up with it as the semester goes on. So, and I would not wait till the night before to do this. I would absolutely try to keep up with it every day because it is long and some of the questions are pretty tough. Okay, then below that you see the lab schedule. Okay, so this is one where you really do need to keep up with this lab schedule because the due dates are daily. Okay, so like the quiz will be due that day and the report will be due a couple days later. So do keep up with these. So if you're not sure what lab to do, you can come and check the schedule. So like today you're supposed to do this safety and intro lab. So make sure you do that. And then on Wednesday you'll do the solutions, etc., etc. Okay, and you can kind of come down here and see when your lab midterm is and your lab final, and all the due dates will be here. For the most part, you can pretty much run everything without, based on Blackboard and everything like that. But this is sort of a firm guide for you in terms of what's due and when and what you should be doing that particular day. Okay, and you can go through the rest of this on your own. Just some technical stuff there for you. Okay, so that's pretty much the syllabus. Go through that, and if there's anything that jumps out at you, just let me know, and we'll talk about it. Okay, so the next thing I have for you, and I will post this to Blackboard for you as well. Okay, so I went through and I made the best I can. I made an outline as to what I think you should be doing from day to day. And this is not may not be perfect. And if you took me last semester, maybe you added some things to this. So I will upload this to Blackboard just as a Word document, and that way, if there's something you want to add, you can go in and add it yourself. Okay, but this is just a basic outline of what I think you should be doing every day. So the first day, so obviously go over the syllabus, make sure you understand how the class is going to run. I pretty much just did that with you. Make sure you go through the Blackboard and you can understand where things are and where you should be looking for things, and I'll do my best to go over that with you here as well. Make sure you sign up for Sapling, make sure you sign up for LabFlow. And then one thing is you can go on a virtual Science Learning Center tour, so the SLC is what we call it. And I will give you 5 bonus points on an exam, and that will be done at the end of the semester. I'll pick whichever exam you need help on the most, and I'll give you those points. And if you did well on all the exams, maybe I can find somewhere else to give you some extra points. Okay, and these are done every day at these times, and I will show you how to get to the SLC. I put a link on there to the Blackboard, or on the Blackboard I put a link for you. They sort of sent me a nice flyer, so I put that up there for you. And then, so this is like the first day, week kind of thing, and then down below I gave you what I think you should be doing pretty much every day. So make sure you lab into Blackboard and LabFlow to make sure you count as present. Okay, make sure you're checking your email every day from time to time. Make sure if I sent you anything, or if any of your other classes sent you something. You should be watching the lecture video for that day, so hopefully you're doing that every day. Try to keep up with those. Log into LabFlow and complete that day's lab assignments. So make sure you do the quiz and then go through the lab and write the lab report. You'll work on the Sapling homework. Study for the next exam, so try not to put all this off till the last minute, the homework and the exam. These kind of go hand in hand. If you're doing the Sapling homework, you're kind of already studying, so that's really, really good. If you need extra help, you can go to the SLC, completely free tutors. And if you need extra help, you can contact me as well. So if you want to set up a meeting with me, that's totally fine. Okay, so like I said, I'll put this on Blackboard for you, and this is just kind of an outline to kind of give you an idea of what you should be doing every day. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so let's switch to the Blackboard now, and I will walk through some of these sections with you and just kind of tell you what you can expect to see in each section. So the first thing is the Announcements tab. This is what will load first thing when you log in to Blackboard. So you'll see anything. Basically what I do is I'll post things here, and then I'll have it send you an email as well. But things will be here if I want to communicate with you. So here you can see you should have gotten this email earlier. And then down below here is, I don't want to go too far because I don't want to show the enrollment codes. But down below is the flyer for the SLC. So this will tell you how to get into the SLC, what their hours are, all that good stuff. So do go do a tour with them. Like I say, I'll give you extra points. These guys are here just to help you. That's what they do all day is tutor students like you. So if you do need extra help, or you just feel like you're stuck on something, go talk to them. You'll do it through Blackboard Collaborate. And I've heard some good feedback about this for the most part. So do go see them if you need help. And if for some reason they can't help you, or you just want me to help you instead, feel free to email me and I'll help you instead. Okay. So that's the announcements. Next one is course materials. This is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. Okay, so this is things that apply to like the whole class, let's say. Okay, so you see the class syllabus. I have links to LabFlow and to Sapling. This is the OpenStax textbook and the Chem Libre textbook. So OpenStax is the one I prefer. So this will take you directly to the chemistry books. Let's see. So what you do when you get here is you'll hit Table of Contents. Okay, and this is just a general chemistry book, so you can find the appropriate section here. So say we're studying ionic bonding, or maybe you forgot from Chem 1 what's ionic bonding. You can click that, It will take you straight to the chapter, that part of the chapter that goes over ionic bonding. And the nice thing about this is that we can search. So maybe I forgot, I don't know, let's the ideal gas constant. Maybe I forgot what it was, and I don't want to look in Google, so I want to make sure it's right. Let's add out of the way for you. Okay, and so here it'll tell you everywhere where it mentions the ideal gas constant. So I think this is a pretty cool resource. I think in some ways it's even better than a physical textbook because you can search it. Okay, so that's OpenStax. And then I have Chem Libre. So LibreText is what this is called. So they have lots and lots of books. So here we have a lot of different textbooks. So if there's one you particularly like, you can find it. I'm not sure if they have the Trove book. Oh, they do. They have some of the Trove books. Anyway, so you can use this one as well. That has some other text on here, but that's there for you as well. Okay, and then, like I said, I put the that little outline I made for you here as well. Okay, then below that is the lecture notes. Okay, so here you'll find the PowerPoints that I'll be using in my videos. That way you can follow along with them or look back at them anytime you would like. So that's where the notes will be. I will also have a section here where from time to time I'll be doing handwritten things for you, like working out problems, especially in this class, where I'll be digitally writing that. I'll save those as PDFs and I'll put these here for you too. I'll make it something like handwritten lecture notes or something like that. Okay, then you'll have the videos. Okay, so right now you just see a link to my YouTube page, and I use YouTube not because I'm trying to get clicks from you guys or something. I just think it works a lot smoother than Blackboard does, at least for what we're doing. And this way you can watch them on your phone, on your Xbox, or however it is you want to consume them. And it's just a lot easier to load and scroll through and all that stuff. Okay, so this is kind of what the home page looks like, and I'm sure you guys know how to use YouTube, but you can go to and see all my videos that I've done for my other classes. So if there's something you want to review, or maybe you like the way I teach it better, or whatever it is, you can go back and find that section. So that's there for you. And this is, like I say, where I'll post my videos, just to make it easier on both of us. Okay, and then you'll see the lab tab. So anything to do with lab, I'll post here. So here's the link for lab flow. So if there's something like that you need to turn in, or that you need instructions for, that stuff will be here. And then I may add some more categories here, but this is what I have for now. And then here is your exams tab. This is where you'll find things like the lecture exams, lab exams, all that good stuff, along with the Proctorio link. So I will make a separate video about how to install Proctorio, but there are some instructions for you, I believe. Or I think I just have to make them. Yeah. So I will make a video about kind of how to install Proctorio with you. Okay. So that's the basics of how everything will run. I see I'm getting close to 20 minutes. So try to not make this too long. So next, let's talk about lab flow. So you'll need to enroll in a course. So I think you can pretty much just search for my name. I actually haven't done this. Oh, you can't search for my name because I'm not actually on the thing. So if you do search for Trinity River 1412 might be the easiest thing. Kim. I've given you the whole name, so you can hopefully find it that way. Oh, here we go. So if you just type in Trinity River, you come down here. So I've never done this before, so they just put me in the classes. Okay, but once you're enrolled in the class, you'll find this link when you log in. Okay, and just quickly, I know this is going to seem super obvious, but it's kind of weird at first. Okay, so this is how the screen you'll load into. So there's a few videos for you, and then there's a scroll bar here. It almost doesn't look like a scroll bar, but it is. Okay, so what you'll do is you'll see some videos here, and then you'll want to scroll to the right in each section, and you'll see there's more videos, and then eventually you'll get to like the safety quiz here. Okay, and so you'll should say some due dates here for you, and you'll just click on that, and you can say attempt the quiz, and go through it that way. Okay, so that's what you'll see on the lab flow screen, or on the lab flow site. And then like for a normal lab day, so you'll see a couple videos. So you'll see like the experiment PDF, you'll see some videos that explain some techniques with you, and then you'll see a pre-lab quiz, and you will see how to submit the data. So my view will look a little bit weird compared to yours, but you'll see the first thing it will ask you is, are you completing this online? And so you will say yes, and that just tells it to generate data for you. Okay, like I say, my view is a little bit different than yours, but yours will have a data sheet where it generates all the data for you and you can enter everything in. And that'll be the same for every experiment here. Okay, so if you have any trouble with this, just let me know. The next thing will be sapling. Okay, so once you enroll, so you won't have all these classes. This is just the class that I've taught. So you will find the enroll button, and if you've not enrolled in a Tarrant County course before, you will need to find it with this drop-down menu. But if you've already enrolled in a class here before, like for last semester, you'll come down and you'll be able to find general chemistry and all that good stuff. Okay, so just find my class. It should have my name on it for 1412 with my name, and that'll load you into here. And so here you'll be able to find lots of extra activities. These are not for a grade. This is just to help you practice. But what I do need from you is things like, so chapters 11 through 13. I need you to do these assignments. Okay, but I've left all of this extra practice in here for you in case there's something you're stuck on. Maybe you're stuck on the math or whatever it is. Okay, let's see. I'll post some instructions there for you for about how to log into LabFlow and enroll in the class, in case you need those. If you do get stuck, just let me know. Let's see, anything else I want to say? Let me check my little checklist here. We talked about syllabus, meeting times, attendance, video, staff planning, LabFlow, exams, SLC. Okay, so it looks like I hit everything. If there's any more questions you guys have, please feel free to let me know. But I encourage you to use this checklist kind of to let you know what you're supposed to be doing every day. And hopefully this was a good intro about what is expected of you and what you should be doing. So just make sure every day you're keeping up with those lecture videos that I'll post. And just a quick word about that, I will usually try to post them the night before. If you don't see it first thing in the morning, just know it'll come sometime that day. So these will be fresh recordings just for you guys. So just understand that I have to do it either the night before or that day. And just depending on how my schedule goes, it may be a little later in the afternoon or it may be there the night before. Okay, but I'll do my best to get those up to you every single day. And you can either come here to this lecture videos and find the link here, or you can just go straight to my channel, subscribe to it, and then as soon as I upload it, you'll know right away. Okay, but make sure you go through those lecture videos, and very important, make sure you go and do the lab activities every day. Okay, so like today you need to go in and do that safety quiz. Okay, and then make sure you're keeping up with the homework, and then just check your due dates on your exams, the homework due dates, the lab due dates. Just make sure you're keeping up with those. But otherwise, you can pretty much do the course at your own pace. So if you have a busy work schedule, maybe you want to do all the lectures Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or something like that. That's totally okay. Just make sure you're keeping up with all the due dates. It's not my responsibility to hound you guys to turn in the labs. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to expect you to go and see those due dates and keep up with them. If you're in another time zone for some reason, just know that we're doing everything in Central Time. Okay, so I'm not going to make special adjustments if you're in another time zone. Okay, so this was supposed to be a Tornado River campus class, and that's the way we're going to run it. Okay, so I will do my best to help you guys. Please feel free to reach out through email. Give me some time to get back to you. Don't wait until an hour before the exam is due to try to email me. Okay, that's not going to be good because I may be asleep by then. You don't know. Okay, so good luck with the class. Again, please feel free to reach out to me if you need any help.